But I do want to share a interesting idea that does come from the Jewish heritage, and that idea comes from a book called the Ein Yaakov. It says, what is the most important verse in the Bible? It's an argument, what's the most important verse in the Bible? And it's because it's a Jewish question, there's lots of different opinions. But the two different opinions came down to the verse of Hero Israel, Hashem is your God, Hashem is one. Hero Israel, God is one. Right? And the other one is do unto others as ve'ahavta l'reacha kamocha, love your neighbor as you would love yourself. And there's a whole debate in the study hall, which one is more important. You've got your relationship between man and fellow man, you've got your relationship between man and God, and which one wins? And then you had a very strange rabbi in the back of the room who sort of wakes up in the middle of the class and says, both of you guys are wrong. You know what the right verse is? The right verse is, and it discusses the daily sacrifice that is given in the temple. The sacrifice is given in the morning and the sacrifice is given in the evening. And all the rabbis have this conversation. They take another vote, recount, if you will, something like you guys know a little bit about. Elections twice in a brief period of time, and they decided the most important verse in the Bible is that each and every day you should offer the korban tamid, this daily sacrifice, which is strange. Why isn't it one of the two that we're much more familiar with? So the answer is really, I think, the tribute in terms of the two great heroes of the U.S.-Israel relationship that we're here with, and Dr. Frager and the entire group, Chesky, all of you guys who are essential to growing this relationship. We all have moments in our life that are those moments where we connect deeply with our Creator, and there are those highs that you can't even articulate, you can't describe. We all have those moments where you connect with man and fellow man. Could be, an anniversary, an engagement party, birthday of your kid, something like that. And those are also highs that you can't articulate. There aren't words that are created in our vocabulary in order to be able to describe that. But that's not the life that we live. If you try to live in between, a marriage and Yom Kippur and a trip to Israel, so what are you doing on those days in between? That's right. More days are in between than those days. And that's why the most important verse in the Bible is, what do you do every single morning? What do you do every single afternoon? How do you conduct yourself? How do you live your life? And the answer is that, look, you can move the embassy, you can have Jerusalem recognized, you can have the recognition of the Golan, we can go through the entire litany that the ambassador and many others have gone through. But on a day-to-day basis, the strength of the U.S.-Israel relationship is what's happening at this table. It's the people-to-people relationship. It's the shared values that we have. It's the shared opportunities that we have. It's not even the common past that you guys experienced today at the City of David on that incredible pilgrimage road, but it's much more if you guys were to stop off on the way to the airport tonight when you fly. You can see IAI, which is Israeli Aircraft Industries. Is that what the last I stands for? Could be. Where Space IL was launched from and designed and created. Space, it's our shared future that we have together. We are so intrinsically linked with each other that if we just focus on the big things, we're gonna lose out on how we get there. And so just really, literally, thank all of you who have spent your time. You've got other places to be. You've got other family members you could be with. You have other ways that you can use your resources. I would argue that there's no better way than how you've chosen to spend them, and to sit with people that are around this table in their leadership capacity with nothing but tremendous appreciation, because there are plenty of people who will call us and say, we want to only be at your 4th of July or at the embassy opening or anything else like that. That's not what makes the relationship. That's the culmination of what we do every morning when we get up and every afternoon before we close out in the office. And you guys are the ones who give us the strength and the courage to continue to push forward. So we have just tremendous appreciation. You have two major heroes many more than two, but you have two, at least in my mind, role models and heroes of the U.S.-Israel relationship that you'll have a chance to hear further from. But just the strongest messages from Ambassador Friedman welcoming you and thanking you, and from the entire Trump administration for everything that you guys have done in order to strengthen the U.S.-Israel relationship.